Great morning, holy brothers! Thank you so much for joining us today on our pathway to peace inside the Garden of Peace. If you're following along, we're on page 296, and today's lesson is called Super Slaps. Yes, nobody likes to get them. We like to dish them out. But when it comes our way, what do we have to say? Nobody likes a slap on the knuckles. In most cases, a person's pride prevents him from hearing a reprimand. A reprimand. When somebody tries to tell you how to be better, what do you say? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the criticism. Thank you for the comments. I'm so appreciative that you're helping me to get better. You know, you're a wonderful person. No matter how justified that person might be, usually when you hear it, no. I'm amazing. I'm good. You're the one who has the problem. You're the one who needs to be better. Stop looking at me. Stop trying to correct me. You're the one who's wrong. What are you telling me for? One tends to focus on finding faults in whoever is scolding me or whoever is criticizing me. Then we try to retaliate and we try to fire back and we try to take that ball, whack it back into their court. How dare you say something bad about me? You should look at yourself first. Oh, look at the teapot calling the kettle black, right? Exactly. Where is it coming from? You try to undermine the validity of the situation, of the person who's saying something bad against you, so that it tries to fall away, so that what they're saying becomes meaningless in your eyes. Instead of trying to find value, trying to find a way how to correct yourself and make it meaningful to you. A person's damaged pride stands in the way of teshuvah, of coming back closer to God and correcting yourself, and stops you from mending your own ways. Rather than taking this as a sign from God, look, thank you so much for the message. Thank you for the wake-up call. Ding, ding, ding. I hear my alarm ringing. What am I going to do? Am I going to smack it and snooze it and go back to bed? Or am I going to jump up? Thank God, Hashem, so much for giving me life. Thank you for waking me up today. And jump out of bed with enthusiasm, with vigor, with zealousness, with zerizos. That's exactly what we're supposed to be like. Like a lion, jump out of bed. The Brisker Rav said, when a person hears rebuke from another, sometimes his pride renders him incapable of saying, I sinned. You know what? I was wrong. I did something that was not correct. Even when he knows he will suffer, and then suffer he does. His pride does not permit him to admit that he sinned. Okay, now when the people of Sodom attempted to capture and sodomize Lot's guests who he was housing, they were smitten with blindness and other afflictions. Yet, guess what? They still continued clamoring. They still continued banging on his door, trying to get in, and they're trying to look for the door to Lot's house and break it down. Even when they got punished, even when they started getting all these harsh decrees coming their way, it did not even stop them. It pushed them further, trying to find their way in the dark while they're blind, groping at the door, trying to get in and commit that sin. The last person a man wants to hear a reprimand from is guess who? Of course, his wife, out of all the people in the world. Sadly, most of her words of rebuke fall onto deaf ears and have absolutely no effect at all. Too bad, for the husband becomes the one who's losing out. He's the one who's finishing last place for two separate accounts. What do we say? Firstly, his wife's rebuke is a giant, amazing, gigantic growth opportunity for him when he hears that. The old adage says, there's no smoke without fire. In that respect, even if he feels that her claims are exaggerated, even if they're over the top, even if they're explosive, or he thinks that they're totally unjustified in his mind, if he contemplates them earnestly, he'll be sure to find some slight substance in each and every single one of them. You hear? A wife's feedback is invaluable since it helps her husband to greatly grow and to progress towards what? His tikkun, his soul correction, the reason that he's here in this world. His long life mission in this world will help be more completed and corrected when he understands the messages and which road to follow. She's literally helping him get onto the right path, and he's trying to smack her out of the way. Like a fly buzzing in his ear. He's trying to swat it away instead of listening to the messages that are trying to be told to him from her, from God himself. Secondly, unloading whatever weighs on her heart that's holding her down, that's pushing her down, to an attentive husband will have a magical effect on a woman. With each word that she says, some pain that she has, some bitterness that she might be holding on to will get diminished, and they will be replaced by a growing sense now of calm, of warmness, of this gentle glow. If she truly feels that her words are now heard and accepted, then by the end of the conversation that she's having with you, with her husband, or later in the day, she herself will approach her husband with now a renewed sense of warmth, now with an amazing affection. She'll have a bigger bond to him because he's able to listen, because he's able to connect with her. She's able to unload her troubles. She wants to get something off her chest. She needs to say something of what happened to her. She needs somebody to hear it. So be that guy. Be the shoulder that she can cry on. Be the ear that she can have listen to her. Why should she run somewhere else when she has you right here in the house? The knowledge that he values her opinion and wants to improve gives her an enormous sense of real satisfaction. If you listen to her words, you put your phone down, you close the book that you're reading, you give her an absolute, full, undivided, undistracted attention, will make her feel so amazing inside. And the fact that you can take that and do something good and positive with it, wow, cherry on top. Super Sunday, man. A husband whose pride rejects the wife's reprimand will eventually lose and cut off all communication with her. She will give up trying to tell him anything and lose that relationship and lose that connection, and that will be tremendous loss. He will lose the opportunity to not only to have that communication with her, but to learn about yourself, to learn about himself, and to be able to grow. And his wife will become more and more frustrated with him that she can't communicate with him, and she'll not want to talk to him. She'll give him a silent treatment. She won't even tell him what he's doing wrong when he is doing it wrong, and they will drift apart from their relationship, and it will steadily, deeply deteriorate. Dear husbands, listen up. Your wives, our wives, need to feel in telling us, they need to feel safe, whatever they want to say, and every single thing that's in their heart, and confident that we will listen to them and heed their messages without, God forbid, ever having any sense and semblance of anger. Do not have any pushback to her. Accept it willingly and lovingly and gently, and always be there attentive when she wants to have that time, when she has that moment with you. Swallowing your pride is so hard to do, but our rewards for doing so will certainly merit the effort exponentially so many times over in this world, in that relationship with God, and the next world to come. No pressure. The Chinuch writes that it is impossible to do things, all the things. It writes that it's impossible to list all the things that cause people pain, because each person is very different. Some people have different degrees of sensitivity. What offends one person and not even bother somebody in the slightest. You know people that are so different. You can say something to one friend and they, barely even registers in their mind. They brush it off completely. What effect does that have on my life? Other people, one little slight word, you can be walking on eggshells and they are devastated. They take it so personally. Now they're extremely insulted. They don't want to talk to you for months, for years, out of one thing that you said to them, which you didn't even mean. So therefore, one must be super sensitive to the fragile, frail feelings of those around him, and assure that his words do not hurt a soul, directly to them or even indirectly. not in the right way, intentionally or unintentionally. Just watch the words that come out of your mouth so they don't cause deep damage, so they don't cause hurtful harm. And you should say things that are positive, that are extremely complimentary to the other person so you can make them feel good. Do not let something slip. You have teeth, you have lips to be able to guard your mouth, to guard what comes out of your body. People nowadays suffer stress to such great deals. They worry about what? Security. They're worried about their income. They're worried about their social standing. They're even worried about what people are saying on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on all this silly social media, and about their future. They have always some sort of anxiety that is pounding them. Some also worry about fulfilling their obligations to God, to Hashem, their spiritual standing. And others are naturally super stressed out all the time. In any event, patience with others guarantees that we will not upset them and also will soothe down their nervous nerves that are always on end. You be good, you be super careful, you be extremely understanding so that other people can be good and feel good inside. Women, here we go, bringing it back home to the wife. Women are especially subject to super stress, if you haven't ever noticed before. Housekeeping, child rearing, shopping, banking, baking, preparing meals, looking good for their husbands, and in many cases, holding down a job is a tough bill to fill. A caring husband does all he can to relieve the domestic demands of his wife and make her life as stress-free and as enjoyable as possible. What are you doing at home to make sure your wife is not stressed? What are you doing out of your way on top of everything that you have to do to try to make her feel better about herself, to try to make her life a little bit easier at home? By talking to her calmly and caring for her, he will help take that load of stress off her shoulders by creating a happy and tranquil atmosphere in the home. You create an environment that is, in and of itself, stress reducing, because no matter how hard she has it, it will always be something that can upset her or bother her. So why should you be the one to add to the mountain of stress? Why should you be the one to create more problems in the house? Take that load off of her shoulders. Try to take the burden off of her to be a better husband, a more caring, kind person and individual. A sensitive husband acknowledges that his wife's stress is there and does whatever he can to lighten her load. If he's smart enough to be patient and accepting whenever she does not get everything done that she has on her checklist, be the best tranquilizer, dude. Focus on what she does do, on what she is succeeding in, on what she does accomplish. And then when you notice that, praise her for it. Give her compliments. Express your great gratitude, man. He recharges her batteries and gives her the strength to continue to energize her. You're plugging her in and recharging that. On the other hand, an insensitive husband will add to his wife's already super stress. Do you want to be the one beating her down? Do you want to be the one causing her more pain? Do you want to be the one making her have more problems that's going to have you have more problems? Or do you want to be normal about it? Take yourself out of the heated situation and say, what can I do right now to help diffuse the bomb? Rather than make the ticker go faster and the countdown get ready to explode. If she's already struggling to deal with all the burdens, he can ask her to do even more and comment on what she hasn't done. You're going to be creating so many more problems, or for her to destroy her completely. Don't say, what have you not done? Oh, why is that chicken not ready? Why is the kugel not baked? Why is the cholent not done already before Shabbos? Say, dude, hello. Thank you so much for what you have done. I appreciate that the house is clean. Thank you so much that the laundry is done, that the laundry is folded. Instead of caringly supporting her, he asks her curtly, dude, what the heck are you so stressed about? I don't understand. I'm not upset about this. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. What's wrong with you? Why are you feeling that way? You try to unvalidate her feelings, try to make her feel that she's the moron, try to make her feel unwanted. This makes her feel guilty about being stressed in the first place. So not only is she stressed now she feels bad about it, and you're the one making her feel terrible. If she feels pressured about things that wouldn't bother him, he makes her feel stupid. He makes her feel pressured rather than acknowledging her, rather than appreciating her about all the difficulties that she has, rather than offering assistance. The insensitive and egocentric person, that husband who's full of himself, full of arrogance, full of ego, focuses on his own interests rather than trying to do what he can to unload it from his wife. So what are we supposed to look at when she comes home with the groceries? Oh yeah, thanks so much for shopping. Now put everything away. Or do you run out to the car when you hear she's coming around the corner and try to take all the packages in before she even asks you to do it? Unload the car. Unload the burdens from her shoulders. Whatever you can do to take that stress off. She's already stressed. She's going to be like that. There's no way to stop it. But the question is, when you see it, when you feel it, what do you do about it to relieve that burden? Be a sensitive soul. Be a caring individual. Be somebody who is trying to help another person, especially when it comes to your wife. Understand? Do what you can. Look for ways. Jump at opportunities. Be full of that zealousness. Be full of that zrizas. To jump at whatever you can do to help make her feel better so you can have a better relationship with her and understand the messages to make me a better person. That's what I'm here for. That's what she's here for. That's what we're all here for. And with that, have an awesome, audaciously amazing rest of your day.